It's the 31st of July and I haven't really done much filming, so I thought as it's the end of the month I would just do a quick little snapshot of how everything's looking, and I can just look back on it and see how things have changed over the course of the next month. Here's a quick little rundown of how the garden looks at the end of July 2024. Firstly, the cosmos are looking absolutely sensational. I love them. I'm so happy I got to have some in the ground this year because being in the ground just makes them so much better. They are really strong, really tall, heaps of flowers. They do need deadheading. I haven't deadheaded yet today, so ignore those. But yeah, they look so beautiful. I absolutely love them, and I love how they all look slightly different. Like there's some really pink ones, there's some really pale ones, there's some ones which have different colours in, stripy, and then this is my super special cosmos, the apricotta, which is the new seed that I bought this year. It is 4 or 5 plants in a pot, which is in the border, so it doesn't look like it's in a pot, but it is in a pot. And this came out a couple of days ago. It's just so beautiful, it's so pretty, and there are so many more buds coming out as well. So definitely going to save seeds of these to sow again next year, and they look really lovely next to the amaryllis, which some of the flowers are now going over, but yeah, they look absolutely beautiful. And it picks up the sort of peachy apricot-y colour in this plant, which I have forgotten what it's called. The sunflowers in the pot are doing all right. They've not been eaten, so that's better than the ones out on the road. They are growing and they are fairly straight, so they're looking pretty solid. They do need a heap of water, and some of the leaves have already started going brown and crispy. I don't really know what that is, but I'm hoping I'll get a couple flowers, which will be really nice. The seed pods, the wildflower pots are looking a little bit sad, but it is still putting out a bunch of cornflowers, which are really pretty. But yeah, the pots are really struggling in the heat, but lots of them are now going to seed, so we can save them for next year, and we'll maybe try them out at the roadside so they're in the ground. They don't need to be watered, and maybe they'll sort of last a little bit longer. But they have given it a lot of really nice interest throughout the last month, so yeah, really happy about those, considering they were just a bunch of random seeds that we threw into some pots. They've done really well. Considering my mum doesn't like nasturtiums, there's a huge nasturtium growing in front of the shed and the blueberries, and I was allowed to put it here because I thought it was a cherry rose. Turns out it's not, it's just a regular nasturtium, and it is orange, which is not the colour scheme for the garden. But for some reason this plant has gone absolutely crazy. It is doing amazingly well here, and it's in the blueberry net, so it kind of has to stay. But it looks like it's being eaten by something. I wonder if there's some caterpillars or something in there, because things don't normally eat the nasturtiums that I have found. The nasturtiums seem to be one of the healthiest plants in the whole garden. But yeah, this plant is huge. Whoops. This is what that nasturtium was supposed to be. It's the cherry rose. It's a slightly pinky colour, more like a cerise, maybe hot pink. They've got such beautiful flowers. They're almost like double flower heads. They're so full, and the first time I saw one of these I actually gasped. It was so beautiful, it just took my breath away. Excuse me, I just found some eggs. Oh my goodness, I've just found eggs. I think they're from a butterfly, because I saw a butterfly flitting around yesterday erratically, looking like it was trying to find somewhere to lay eggs. That's so exciting. Oh my goodness me. But just look how beautiful this is. Everything about this plant I absolutely adore. I love the leaf shape. I love the structure, the sort of irregular structure of the actual plant and the tendrils, I suppose you could call them. And obviously the flower. Even when they're going over, they still look really pretty and vibrant. Yeah, love this one. Absolutely beautiful. We have also been lucky enough to have some dahlias that haven't been eaten. I never thought I would see the day. This is what the rose bed looks like at the end of July. Beans, tomatoes, pepper, obscured by tomatoes. We had the beans a couple of days ago. They were really, really tasty. There's still some coming up. There are masses of tomatoes. Ooh, this one's a little bit rotten. Ooh, that can go. There are masses of tomatoes, and they are ripening. So these have had a bit of a haircut, and we've attached the poles to the wall to pull them back and increase airflow, and they're doing really well. The peppers are looking excellent. They're growing really, really nicely. They're pretty big. I don't know if they're gonna ripen to red peppers, but I really hope so, because I don't like the taste of green peppers, and I would be really upset if I eat these and actually don't like the taste. It's also really annoying every time I want to film stuff. People seem to make lots of noise, so sorry about that. Can't do anything about that. And lastly, in this little update, are the courgettes. They were looking really sad this morning, and I googled it and it suggested that they were stressed, and I had no idea what they would be stressed about, but it turns out that the soil was actually way too dry, even though I'd watered them literally last night. So we gave them a bit of a tease and another full gallon of water each, 2 gallons of water each actually, and in the space of a few hours they have perked up. They were like floppy and droopy and sad, and now they are up and straight. And there is one courgette growing, and I picked the bigger courgette, and we're gonna have that for our tea, and it's cooking in the oven right now. But it was quite a beautiful courgette. Here are the sweet peas. They have started to come out, and they're so pretty. I absolutely love them. They've done so well being in the ground and taking up all the space on the structure. The ones in the pot have also grown quite well, but the heat and the sun have started to affect them a little bit, and they're a bit wilty. And here are my other sunflowers. They have started to turn towards the sun already, even though there's not actually any flowers. They are holding up. They're hanging in there. The ginger nuts have been eaten quite extensively, but I think the main risk is over, and they are starting to grow up. I found more cabbage white butterfly eggs. It's really funny because I was watching a butterfly yesterday and it was actually frantically flying, trying to get into these nasturtiums, and it couldn't because of the netting, and it was like trying to land on a leaf and then it was sort of hooking its butt towards the leaf, and I thought it was trying to lay eggs, and it was, and it did. It's really cool. So that's it. That is the quickest rush around the garden. At the end of July 2024, that is some highlights of the garden which have brought me lots of joy. So all that's left to be done is to sit down and enjoy the rest of the evening with a nice hot chockey and little Ripley. We're gonna have some nice evening snuggles, I think. Just chill. And then tomorrow is August, which is crazy. So let's see what comes up in the next month for the garden and just life in general. I hope you enjoyed that little tour, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Come on then.